Yeah, so we're back at Florida Audio Expo 2025. I've got my dear friend, over 20 years, and longtime mentor in the business, Lars Kristensen, the founder and owner of Audio Group Denmark. Lars, welcome.
At least one of the owners. Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's been always a pleasure to go to US and be around you guys.
Yeah, it's a big show. So we've got 4 rooms together this year.
Yeah.
So you brought over your colleagues. Who do we all have this year with you?
Yeah, we have the 2 guys working here. We have Peter and Travis, who is located in US. And then I brought my son Emil with me. So we are 4 people from AGG.
Great team. And so when we started, well, I was a youngster in the business.
You still are a youngster.
Yeah, I don't feel so young, but
you know the difference in age is still the same.
Yeah, true. Well, I've always leaned on you for wisdom and business advice, and as you guys have seen, our store is very much modeled off what you've trained me in. So, but what's kind of interesting is when we started doing our latest business together, Audio Group Denmark.
Yeah.
I think you started that company with 2, 3, 4 employees or something like that.
Yeah, actually it was more or less only Michael and I.
Okay.
And we got Per Monsen, a guy on board who's taking care of the marketing part, but he was also producing cables.
Sure.
With a few homeworkers. I learned that from Nordost.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good idea to have fixed costs before you get the really expensives coming in to have made some money, so have the cash flow to do things right.
Yeah, but so think about that. That was 2018.
Yeah.
There was 2.5, 3 employees, including the 2 majority owners.
Yeah.
And you have a sense that these guys and all of us are on the right track because in a mere 7 years, how many employees do you have now, Lars?
I think it's 64 employees.
64.
Yeah.
I can promise you, there's no one in HiFi on that fast of a trajectory. So these guys are doing things right.
Yeah, when you think, we have around 12 years or nearly 13 years to reach that level, and I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So there must be a few things we do right.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do we? I know we have some surprises coming at the Exponent show in April.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big show for us. It's our home show, so
but it's also the most important in US, no doubt.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one by far.
Yeah, so we're going to have the M2 launch there.
They have the M2 at that show. But we have more, a little bit about what's coming as well.
A little bit. Do we want to give anyone teasers, or should we?
We have to have our MBs ready.
He's always got to be the contrarian. Well, let's let YouTube decide. So we were brainstorming, as we'll call it. Some were enjoying an adult beverage. I was smoking a cigar.
But we have more than just a subwoofer.
Yeah. So we were talking about what should be the name of his new subwoofer design, him and Michael's design, and Next Level HiFi is throwing out the name Borresen bass module because they're so much more than a subwoofer, of course. And so we'll see if it sticks. Lars
I have to sell the idea to our marketing guys.
We'll see.
That's not always easy.
Who knows? Maybe it'll stick, maybe it won't. But so we might be able to show some of the Borresen.
There will be a range of 3 levels of subwoofers in the future.
Okay.
Where we start more or less in the middle of them. And then there will be available both as active but also as passive.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
Because we have the electronics in the new HHs and in the 800Hs where you can run them passive, the subs.
Yeah, we just did an install in Maryland where we used your active crossover in the analog filtering.
It works pretty well.
It worked amazing.
I was a little bit lazy in the beginning because I didn't really look into it. It was actually a very famous British reviewer said, you have to have the analog filter built in your electronics, Lars. They said, why? Because it works. And we got it. And I didn't pay any attention to it. So when I started to work with it, I said, holy cow. If you don't have that, you never get extreme high performance.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So we used it to I feel like deal with a room issue with subwoofer.
Oh
And
yeah, it takes away the rooms.
it was and very easy to set up. You know, it's intuitive. You sit on the remote and you can.
It's nice when you can do it in your listening position.
Yeah.
You don't have to go back on subs or whatever. You can do it with a remote control.
Exactly. So we should do a clip at some point showing you guys how the analog filters work, because it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's one other subject I want to, talk to you about. And maybe you can't share it, but I'm a high-end guy. I've been following your footsteps for 20 years. Is an M8 coming soon? Will we get a soon reference product?
Why did you ask me for that one?
I've got some customers that demand it. You know that.
We have the project M8, and we have been working with it for a while, and we have developed new stuff for it. So everything we know will be integrated in the M. Not only the Borresen technology, the Ansuz and the Aavik electronic will be on the highest level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someday, maybe?
I hope. Actually, we have pre-sold already 4 pair of speakers. Yeah.
And just to be clear, this is a reference M project coming.
Yeah, it's a $1 million pair of speakers.
So everything they know will be put into this.
So the subs we have to have ready before we could build a speaker like this. Is why we have to develop the MMBs.
Always the contrarian here.
Yeah. So that's the first step, and it went very well. And now in a week's time, we have the first pair of cabinets on its way to us.
Okay. Wow.
But it's a heavy experience also when it comes to the cost, because we are going to use 14 kilograms of silver just for the magnet motor systems.
Wow. How many drivers do you think the speaker will have?
It will have, as we do, it's still a 2.5 way system. But we will have 4 8-inches 2 times. So we have 8 inches in a push-pull configuration, as you know from our prototype subs. So that's going to be something. We also work with a cone material. There will be a little bit gold shiny.
Okay.
Because
maybe some gold on the cones?
No, but there will be some very unusual materials on the cones in form of, they're going to have zirconium nitrate on them and hafnium nitrate. And the last one is the most expensive investment we have ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
For you guys, that sets the bar really high.
Yeah, because it is like, I get a quote for a 1 meter hafnium in high quality. It have a weight of nearly 50 pounds. And I saw the quote, it was around $65,000 for 1 meter length.
For your raw material cost?
That's raw material cost.
It's going to be incredible. So I'm super excited because, as you guys know, we've been with the brand the longest, the biggest, etc. And so we have clients that will be ready for the M8 loudspeaker. I've seen some prototype images. I'm super excited. It started off kind of as a much bigger speaker in terms of, I think at one point it was going to be 4 towers, and you and Michael.
Yeah, that was the original idea, but sub towers is extremely difficult to implement.
Yeah, in the room, right?
And in the room, but also to find the right positioning for them.
So I was super excited when I saw this latest.
It's going to be
rendering.
There's going to be a 1 tower solution, yeah.
1 tower, so we can integrate into the rooms properly.
They are going to be 2 meters and 15 high, so you need
what is that in feet for us Americans?
Times it by 3, kind of.
It's going to be tall and and powerful.
Yeah.
So we don't want to tell you guys too much, but I figured since I had the owner here, I would put him right on the spot and go, what's coming next from Audio Group Denmark? So maybe Munich 2026 for that or something?
No.
Or Vienna show?
No, I think we will introduce them in the late fall.
Oh, so 2025.
That's a plan.
Cool.
But you know, when you work with that kind of project, you can move a few months, you know.
Cool. Well, we're still fingers crossed that the Aavik monoblocks will be coming soon. I know they're hard at work at those. We've got clients that'll be ready for those as well. And then we've got someday the Turntable project too. So
shut up with the Turntable.
You don't want to talk about the Turntable?
No, we have a project. It's Michael's hobby, and Fleming is a hobby project we're talking about. We work with it the whole time. I think we more or less have the tone arm ready for it.
Wow!
But
wow.
it's it's an air-bearing turntable, and when it comes to what is it called? Airborne turn drive. So it's like there's a lot of technology there.
Yeah.
And right now we actually bought 2 3D printers for the purpose, doing the platter for the turntable.
Wow. Well, you told me to be quiet about it, but it sounds like you're pretty far on the project already.
We have to see if the airborne bearing works out, and Michael have new ideas about that.
Okay.
Typical Michael. I mean, I think turntable cannot be made if you're not a mechanical engineer and very skilled.
Who's better than Michael Borresen in HiFi?
I don't know any. I have never met anyone else in that league of Michael.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're not pushing you. We're just excited for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it has to shine, and it's just like I think most turntables of today, I don't like them. Sorry.
Yeah.
They are. I don't know why they have to put 200 pounds of aluminium into them. I don't know why they want to make them heavy. So our design is not going to be heavy. You have to have the needed mass to make the platter rotating in a proper way.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean they have to be extremely heavy. So it's not going to be a heavy weight design as most out there.
Well, we took your advice. I know you're a Lin LP12 expert and aficionado.
I love the LP12s.
Yeah, so we've been using them with great success too. Yeah.
I mean, it's still the design is more than around 40 years old.
52.
Years, sorry,
52. They just
when I was in high-end audio retail, I sell a hell of a lot of LP12s.
Yeah.
And I found that time it was in a league of its own, and then you had the rest.
Yeah.
Out there, and I still think it's one of the better sounding turntables on this planet.
Well, we're super excited.
Yeah.
As always, thank you for your support.
Oh, we have more.
Oh, there's more. Okay. All right. Let's tune in.
At the show, Exponent is the first time ever we are showing the new generation of sparks, darks, and swords.
Oh, that's right.
And I think you have a listen.
Yeah, I did.
That the top of the sparks, for me, it's an outstanding product. I don't think there's anything like it.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of product, either you have it or you don't.
It was super impressive. He did do a demonstration for me on a prototype new Sparks. But what's so exciting about Sparks is they're cumulative.
Yeah.
So, the TC3s that we've loved and sold hundreds, probably thousands of them.
Yeah.
They don't sound any worse tomorrow because a new generation's coming out.
Not.
You keep those in the mains 8, and then you put something else right next to it, maybe a new generation. And when the mains 8 runs out of space, plug them into your house.
It's like when you have new technology, of course, first of all, you spend a lot of time and money creating product like this. Yeah. And you have to look, you really have to look outside the box.
Yeah. And
these new generation of Sparks are, I find personally, it's a revolution.
They're crazy.
They're crazy, and with the subs and whatever coming for the Exponent show, I think we are going to achieve a level which I thought was impossible.
Yeah. So when I think of you, I think of AGD, I think of Michael, I think of curiosity is like the thing that always. You've been doing this a few years.
Yeah.
What keeps you curious? What inspires you? I know people inspire you, but what else? How do you stay curious about this stuff?
First of all, I love people.
Yes, you do.
I hate traveling, but I love to meet new people and meet friends, which we have quite a few on this show coming in and talks and hey Lars, and how are you doing, Bill, whoever it is, and I love that part. It's why I still like traveling.
Yeah.
Not sitting in a fucking airplane or even in a nice hotel, in a nice restaurant, but it's always have been the people around you.
Sure.
And I think, when you have music as a passion as I have, and you really have that deep passion, I think you you have to have a certain intelligence to have it. I mean, you have to be open-minded. You have to look into things the whole time. And I think my mentors in the last several years have been Albert Einstein and Nikola Tesla. And when you see their quotes about their life and their ideas, I have been so inspired by these guys, because both of the guys, if you read their quotes, they have been seeing their whole life in music.
That's interesting. Yeah, you were explaining that a little bit to me.
And I think that's fascinating. That's two of the most intelligent guys on this planet for quite a few hundred years have music in common.
Yeah.
And that's also a part of the new Sparks generation, that we use some of their ideas to move forward. So these products coming, I think they're scary good.
Yeah, I fell in love with them.
Yeah, you do it right away.
Yeah. I was like, can I take this out of your suitcase, please?
Yeah. And it's a funny quote, because Albert Einstein was often asked if he was the smartest guy on this planet, and he always had the comments that you have to ask Nikola Tesla.
Ask Nikola Tesla, the smartest guys.
I think that's a beautiful that he also, one or the other, they were humble in their life.
Yeah. Well, I think that's also something that I see in you. You have a team of 60-some employees. I know you're a part owner, but you founded the company. You are considered, you and Michael, the owners for most people.
Yeah.
And but you go to your factory.
Yeah.
You go to your workplace, and you see your workers from the most entry position to the most elevated position, and you see a family environment. Oh, yeah. You see an environment where they're allowed to be creative. People like Michael are allowed to be properly distracted on YouTube, looking for inspiration.
Oh yeah.
They're allowed to tinker the Silver Supreme project.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's interesting. Most CEOs or most owners don't really let that creativity flow like you do. And I think the product is the result. The people are the result.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about the product you create is a perfect picture of yourself. Yeah. But that's the same with the people.
Yeah.
You have around you. Right. I mean, if people I learned that for many years ago. If I came in late in the morning, the whole fucking crew came in late in the morning.
Right.
And they were leaving early in the afternoon. They did the same. They closed at exactly 5:30, and everything was closed. There was no one hanging around after that time, So I learned that lesson for many years ago. So it's I'm a lucky guy because I have a dream team.
Yeah, you do.
Otherwise, we couldn't create products like we did. And Michael is one of the guys, but we also, 3 years ago, got a very important guy on board, and that's Realism, the former guy of Griffin on board. And I have that kind of dream team, but also the guys in the production, they're proud of being a member. And it's like they love when we have got a real best sound on the show or whatever, they're lighting up, say, wow, I'm a part of a Formula One. And, it's just like, there's not too many actually who have the chance to be a member of Formula One. Have a mind in the car industry, there's 10 teams. Yeah. And more or less there's 5 suppliers of engines.
Sure.
Maybe some of the same companies doing all when it comes to the aerodynamics or whatever they do. So they're so connected. But
it's an exclusive group, no doubt.
There's no doubt about. And if we want to be among the best, we have to shine.
Yeah. Well, you're creating a culture, and that demonstrates that. So that's inspiring to me as I run my companies.
We are partners.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, thank you. And, I just want to thank you. I always tell you this when I see you. I don't get to see as much as I'd like, but you're an inspiration to the industry. You're a leader in the industry, and we're grateful to have you part of the team, and you're doing awesome work. So thank you, Lars. Appreciate it. Yeah. Now we go.
You don't get more now.